Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of insights, articles, and real-world observations and distill it down to the essential nuggets you need to be truly well-informed.
Absolutely.
Today, we're setting our sights on one of the most beloved cities in the world, Paris. Imagine it. The timeless allure, the romance practically dripping from every cobblestone street,
Definitely.
the layers of history unfolding around you, and of course the culinary delights that beckon from every corner bistro. Picture the city in full bloom, a vibrant tapestry ready to be explored.
It's an iconic image, isn't it?
It really is. Our mission today is to equip you, our listener, with a complete playbook for an unforgettable trip to Paris in 2025. We've meticulously combed through a vast array of sources, from the most up-to-date local travel guides and insider Reddit threads to expert analyses on safety and cultural immersion.
Yeah, a real mix of on-the-ground info and expert takes.
Exactly. We're here to extract the most crucial, need-to-know information. This deep dive is designed to give you practical, actionable insights for a smooth, safe, and truly enjoyable Parisian experience, with a specific focus on what makes visiting in 2025 so uniquely special, and why 2025 is the year for Paris. Okay, let's unpack this. 2024 was undeniably all about the global spotlight for Paris with the Olympics, an absolutely massive undertaking.
Huge, yeah.
But our sources are saying that 2025 is actually the perfect time to visit. What's the real insight here beyond the immediate post-games buzz? Why should we be planning our Parisian adventure for next year?
Well, what's truly fascinating here is that Paris isn't just, recovering from the Olympics. It's entering what you might call a post-Olympic glow phase. The city underwent this monumental citywide transformation in preparation for the Games. Think revitalized public spaces, dramatically reimagined transit systems, and meticulously refurbished cultural landmarks.
Right, these weren't just temporary fixes.
Exactly. These weren't temporary pop-ups. They were long-term investments in the city's infrastructure and, frankly, its beauty. So the real gift for 2025 is that the city is now polished, refined, having just shone brilliantly on the world stage. But without the intense crowds and, let's be honest, the elevated prices that naturally accompanied such a major global event.
Okay, so it's Paris, but maybe a bit more relaxed, more accessible.
Precisely. This translates directly into a new level of ease and availability for you, the visitor. Our sources highlight that luxury residences and villas, which were largely unavailable or prohibitively expensive during the Olympic rush, are now much more bookable.
Interesting.
And those highly sought-after Michelin star reservations, the ones you usually have to book months and months in advance, they're likely more within reach, allowing for a bit more spontaneity in your culinary adventures. And perhaps most importantly for many travelers, the crowd levels will be far more manageable. Imagine browsing boutiques in Saint-Germain-des-Prés or enjoying a leisurely coffee on a quiet terrace without, jostling shoulders constantly.
That sounds ideal, actually.
It's Paris, but more accessible and refined for your personal enjoyment. It offers an experience that feels both luxurious and genuinely relaxed.
For decades, perhaps even more than a century, the Seine was considered completely off limits for public swimming. Dirty, right?
Oh, absolutely, for a long time.
But here's where it gets truly astonishing. Our sources are indicating a remarkable feat of environmental stewardship has made this iconic river swimmable once again. How on earth did they achieve this? And what does it mean for visitors in 2025?
This is genuinely one of the most impactful and, frankly, surprising legacies of the Olympic preparations. A true miracle of urban renewal, you could say. The monumental sustainability efforts undertaken specifically for the Olympic open water events have led to the Seine being cleaner than it has been in over 100 years. It's incredible.
100 years. Wow.
Yeah. As a result, in 2025, swimming will actually be permitted in designated river zones. It's not just symbolic, it's an extraordinary shift that both locals and travelers are celebrating.
So you can actually take a dip.
In certain spots, yes. But beyond just the possibility of a refreshing dip, the riverfronts themselves have been completely revitalized. You'll find new opportunities for things like paddleboarding beneath historic bridges like Pont Neuf, indulging in enchanting sunset cruises, maybe with a glass of champagne.
Sounds lovely.
And enjoying meals at innovative floating restaurants. The Seine is genuinely reclaiming its role as the vibrant heartbeat of the city. It offers a completely new dimension to the Parisian experience that was, well, unimaginable just a few years ago.
Speaking of rebirth, we absolutely can't talk about Paris in 2025 without acknowledging the grand return of Notre Dame. The devastating fire in 2019 was such a global tragedy,
Heartbreaking.
and the anticipation surrounding its meticulous restoration had been immense. What can visitors expect to see in 2025 regarding this iconic landmark? What was the most, I don't know, fascinating aspect of its restoration, according to the sources?
The restoration of Notre Dame Cathedral has truly been a monumental undertaking. It's this incredible blend of meticulous medieval craftsmanship and cutting-edge modern expertise. 2025 marks the first full year of its highly anticipated return, following that awful 2019 fire. So visitors will now be able to witness the incredible rebirth of this historical icon.
What specifically has been restored? The spire, obviously.
Right, the spire, which dramatically collapsed, has been faithfully reconstructed to its original design by Viollet-le-Duc. The magnificent rose windows, those kaleidoscopes of medieval stained glass, have been painstakingly cleaned and repaired, allowing the light to just flood the interior once more.
Must be breathtaking.
Absolutely. And even the grand vaulted ceilings, which suffered immense damage, have been brought back to life piece by painstaking piece. What truly stands out, though, is the dedication to authenticity. You had artisans using the same tools and techniques as their medieval predecessors. It's almost as if time itself is being rebuilt.
Incredible craftsmanship.
It really is. So whether you're admiring its renewed glory from a distance, maybe from a bridge over the Seine, or stepping inside on a perhaps private tour when those become available, the experience is truly one of witnessing history reborn. It's a profound testament to resilience and heritage, making it an incredibly significant addition to any 2025 itinerary.
Beyond the sheer scale of these iconic monuments in the revitalized river, our sources also delve into an enhanced overall visitor experience. It sounds like Paris has truly elevated its cultural offerings and embraced a sustainable approach to tourism, allowing for indulgence with a conscience, as they put it. What does that indulgence with conscience actually look and feel like for a visitor?
Precisely. The Olympic momentum ushered in a new era for Parisian arts and cuisine, and you'll find these experiences are now even more polished and accessible. Major museums like the Musée d'Orsay and the Centre Pompidou have reimagined their visitor journeys, making the flow more intuitive and the exhibitions more engaging. Less shuffling, more experiencing.
It's always welcome.
Definitely. New galleries have opened, and Paris continues its relentless push in fine dining, with tasting menus that deeply celebrate French terroir, that unique sense of place embodied in local ingredients. What's crucial for 2025 is that these world-class experiences are now easier to book and enjoy, still sparkling from their grand Olympic debut, but maybe without quite the same frenzy.
And the sustainability aspect, how does that connect?
Well, this enhanced luxury culture is intertwined with the broader theme of sustainability that Paris has really embraced. What this actually looks like on the ground is palpable. You'll notice significantly expanded pedestrian zones, an increased number of quiet electric transportation options, buses, bikes, scooters, and a deep commitment to sustainable living permeating the city's fabric.
So a quieter, greener Paris.
In many ways, yes. This translates into a quiet elegance. Car-free streets where you can stroll unhurriedly, a noticeable reduction in urban noise, and the sheer ease of cycling between landmarks. It offers a more tranquil and environmentally conscious way to explore. Think of it as Paris evolving not just for visitors, but for a healthier future for everyone. It's truly about indulgent travel, but maybe without some of the environmental compromises.
Which ultimately makes it a better time to visit overall.
Exactly. All of these factors culminate in better timing and better value for your trip. Paris in 2025 is simply more accessible, with increased availability across the board and more favorable pricing compared to the intense Olympic rush. Those luxury residences and villas, as we mentioned, are now genuinely bookable. Michelin star reservations are more within reach, and importantly, crowd levels are significantly more manageable.
Less waiting in lines.
Less waiting in lines, more time truly experiencing the city. This means whether you're planning a romantic getaway for two, or maybe a complex, multi-generational trip with family. Point 2025 presents the perfect opportunity for you to experience Paris at your own pace, maximizing your unique experience and optimizing your budget without feeling quite so overwhelmed by the masses. 2. Mastering Parisian public transport in 2025.
That sounds incredibly enticing. But once you're there, what does all this mean for getting around efficiently and affordably in Paris? Our sources are highlighting significant changes to the Parisian public transport ticketing system, specifically as of January 1st, 2025.
Ah, yes, the transport changes. Big topic.
This sounds like something travelers really need to understand, but what's the core takeaway here without getting totally lost in all the minutiae?
You're absolutely right. The core takeaway for public transport in 2025 is a move towards simpler, flat fares for most journeys.
Yeah.
Easier in theory.
Yeah.
But with a crucial change you must know, your old friend, the 10-pack discount, the carnet, it's gone. Kaput.
No more carnet. Wow, that's a big deal for frequent visitors.
It is. So for most of your inner city travels, you'll be looking at about 2.50 per ride on the metro or the RER trains. The crucial mental shift you need to make. If you exit a metro or RER station, that's usually the end of your ticket's life. There are very, very few exceptions.
So no popping out for a quick coffee and then getting back on the same ticket.
Nope. That's the key rule for metro and RER. For buses and the local trams, it's a bit more flexible. You get 90 minutes of transfers. It's a system designed to simplify things overall, but it definitely requires a slight adjustment in how you think about your journeys compared to the old system.
Okay, let's break it down. What are the new ticket types?
Right. Let's focus on what's most relevant for you as a visitor. First up, single Metro Trainer tickets. They now cost $2.50 each. This single ticket is valid for one journey on the Metro, the RER, Transilien trains, those are the regional ones that go further out, and the express trams, specifically T11, T12, T13, anywhere within the Ile-de-France region, so a pretty wide area.
And transfers.
The key thing for transfers is you get unlimited changes within the same station for Metro, RER, Transilien, and express trams. This is valid for up to 2 hours from your first tap-in.
So if I'm changing lines deep underground at the Châtelet, I'm okay.
You're okay. As long as you stay within the ticket barriers, you're covered. But as I mentioned, once you physically exit the station gates, you need a new 2.80 ticket to re-enter the system. There are only a handful of specific named exceptions for street-level transfers at major hubs like Saint-Michel or Saint-Lazare, where you might briefly step outside to cross the road to another entrance. But assume the rule is exit means new ticket.
Got it. And limitations.
Vital limitations. These 2.57 tickets are not valid on buses or the local trams, lines T1 through T10, and they are not valid for travel to Orly or Charles de Gaulle airports.
Okay, separate systems in a way.
Kind of. You can purchase up to 20 of these Metro tickets at once, which is handy, and there are reduced fare tickets available for children aged 4 to 9.
Right. What about the buses and those local trams then?
Okay, next we have the single bus tram tickets. These are cheaper, priced at $2 each. These are valid for one journey specifically on buses, the local tram lines T1, T10, and even the Noctilien night buses, again, anywhere within the Ile-de-France region.
And transfers here, you said they were more flexible.
Much more user-friendly here, yes. These tickets are valid for unlimited bus and tram connections for up to 90 minutes after your first use.
90 minutes, okay.
But you must remember to touch in again with your card or phone, or validate your paper ticket each time you board a new vehicle, even on a transfer. That's how they track the 90 minutes.
Makes sense. What can't you use these two tickets for?
Key limitation. These are not valid on the Metro, RER, Transilien trains, the express trams, T11, T13, or the specific airport buses like Orly Bus or Roissy Bus.
So really, it's Metro R World and Bus Local Tram World for single tickets.
That's a good way to think about it for single fares, yeah. Like the Metro tickets, you can purchase up to 20 bus tram tickets at once, and reduced fares are available for children aged 4 to 9.
So it sounds like there's a clear separation between the rail network and the bus tram network when it comes to single tickets. That brings us to the airports. Often a traveler's first big transport challenge. How does that work now?
That's a great point. Airport travel has its own specific rules, and it's critical to get right to avoid paying extra or getting fined. For airport rail tickets, these cost €13 each. This 13 ticket covers one journey on the Metro, RER, Transilien, and Express tram lines, including direct travel to or from Orly and CDG airport stations.
Which lines are those again?
Specifically, that's Metro Line 14 for Orly and the RERB line for CDG. Importantly, this 13 ticket does include interchanges to other Metro or RER lines on your journey as long as you don't exit the station while changing.
Okay, so I could go from CDG Airport to, say, Versailles on one ticket.
Exactly, or from Orly Airport to CDG Airport, perhaps. As long as you stay within the network during your transfers, that 13 ticket covers a whole journey, including the airport leg. You will need to touch out or tap out at all RER stations with exit gates, including the airport stations themselves.
Okay, that's useful. Any catches?
Yes, a really important caveat to remember. Airport rail tickets, 13 euros, and regular Metro Train Euro, 2.50s, cannot be loaded together on the same physical Navigo card or the same virtual Navigo card on your phone.
Oh, that's tricky. So if I arrive and want an airport ticket, but also want regular tickets for later.
You'll need two separate Navigo Easy cards, or potentially use one physical card and one virtual card on your phone, or two virtual cards if your phone supports it, like iPhones do. It's a bit of a system quirk. Like other tickets, you can buy up to 20 airport tickets at once, and there's a reduced fare of €6.50 for children aged 4 to 9.
What about the airport buses? Boise bus, Orly bus?
Right, for Roisy bus tickets to CDG and Orly bus tickets, they are also 13 for one journey on that specific airport bus route. Crucially, these bus tickets offer no connections to other public transport services on the same ticket. It's just for that bus journey.
And Beauvais Airport for
Right.
the budget airlines.
Good point. It's important to remember that Beauvais Airport, BVA, is quite far from Paris and is not covered by the standard Île-de-France public transport system at all. You'll need a dedicated shuttle bus, often booked in advance, or a taxi for that journey. Don't expect your Navigo card to work there.
Okay, so single tickets are clear, ish. What about passes for unlimited travel, if you're doing a lot in one day?
Yep, for travelers looking for unlimited short-term options, there are a couple of passes to consider. First is the Navigo Jour. This costs €12 per day. It offers unlimited travel on all transport modes, metro, RER, bus, tram, everything from midnight 0.00 bends to 11.59 p.m., 23.59 on the selected date. And it covers all 5 Paris fare zones.
So you buy it for a specific day.
Exactly. When you purchase it, you select the date of use, either the same day or any of the next 6 days. If you choose a later date, you can still use other single tickets on your card or phone before the pass activates.
Any limitations on the Navigo Jour?
Yes, 2 big ones. This pass does not include airport travel, so you'd need a separate 13 ticket for that. And crucially, there is no reduced fare for children for the Navigo Jour pass. It's 12 for everyone.
Okay, 12, no airport, no kicks discount. What's the other option?
The other main tourist pass is the Paris Visite. This is a multi-day pass. The fares get progressively better per day. 1 day is €29.9, 2 days is $44, 3 days is 62.0, and 5 days is 76.25.
That one-day price seems very high compared to the Navigo Jour.
It does, but here's the key difference. The Paris Visite does include travel to and from Orly and CDG airports. That 13 journey each way is built in.
Ah, okay. That explains the price difference.
Exactly. This pass offers unlimited travel on all transport modes for multiple consecutive days, including those airport trips. It activates on the first touch-in, and the start and end dates are set from that point. Remember, each day always starts at midnight and ends at 11:59 p.m.
Any warnings for the Paris Visite?
Yes, a significant warning here. If you load a Paris Visite pass onto a physical Navigo Easy card, the 2 plastic one, you must fill in your first and last name in the designated blue outlined box on the reverse side of the card.
Really? You have to write on it?
Yes. Failure to do so could result in penalty fares during ticket inspections. They are quite strict about this for the Paris Visite on a physical card. Interestingly, this specific requirement is waived if you use a virtual Paris Visite pass on your phone.
Good to know. Phone wins again.
Yeah.
Are there kids' fares for Paris Visite?
Yes. Reduced fare tickets for the Paris Visite are available for children between 4 and 9 years old, inclusive.
Okay, that's a lot of different ticket types.
Mm-hmm.
For someone planning their first day, maybe arriving with their family, possibly a little jet-lagged, what's the simplest option they should probably reach for first, even if it's not the absolute cheapest?
That's a great practical question. For that jet-lagged family, honestly, the Navigo Easy card, the physical Euro card loaded with just the necessary single tickets for specific journeys, is often the simplest starting point. Get one card for each person, except kids under 4. Load it with an airport rail ticket, €13 if needed, and maybe 1 or 2 regular 2.50 metro tickets to get started. You can easily top it up later at machines or via phone apps once you're settled. It avoids complex pass decisions right off the bat.
That sounds sensible. Now, this raises an important question. Many savvy travelers might look at the commuter passes, like the Navigo Moi monthly or Navigo Semaine weekly. They see what looks like a bargain compared to these tourist passes. Are these truly the secret, cheaper option for tourists?
The lure of the commuter pass. It's a very common misconception, and the short answer is generally no. They are not the secret bargain for tourists. While they do look enticing due to their lower weekly or monthly prices, they are explicitly not designed for short-term visitors. They come with strict formal requirements that, for a typical tourist trip, often make them far more hassle than they're worth.
Okay, spell out the hassle. Why aren't they recommended?
Let's break down why these passes are generally not for you, the tourist. The Navigo Moi is valid for 1 calendar month, always from the 1st to the end of that specific month. You can buy one for the current month up until the 19th. If you buy it on the 20th or later, it's only valid for the following month.
So timing is critical.
Very critical. The Naviga Semaine is valid for 1 week, but specifically from Monday to Sunday. You can buy one for the current week up until Thursday night. If you buy it on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it's only valid for the following week, starting Monday.
Also tricky timing. If you arrive midweek,
Exactly. If you arrive on a Friday for a weekend trip, the weekly pass is useless for that weekend. Now, both of these passes do offer unlimited travel on the entire Île-de-France Mobilité's network, all zones, and importantly, they do include travel to CDG and Orly airports, except the little Orly-Val shuttle at Orly, so the coverage is great.
right?
But here's where the major hassle comes in with the requirements to get one. If you want a commuter pass on a virtual Navigo card on your phone, you have to create an official Île-de-France Mobilité's AAVFM account. This account creation is only possible if you have a phone number from specific countries, mainly European ones. Crucially, US and Canadian phone numbers, for example, cannot be used to create such an account.
So if you're from North America, the virtual commuter pass is basically impossible.
Pretty much, unless you somehow have a European phone number. Okay, so what about a physical card for the commuter pass? You need the formal Navigo Découverte card. This card itself has a €5 on top of the pass cost. And here's the kicker. This card requires you to print, cut out, and physically affix a passport-sized photo of your face, 3 centimeters high by 2.5 centimeters wide. And then you must write your name on it.
Wow, okay. That sounds like a mini project, not something you want to do on vacation. Finding a photo booth, scissors, glue.
Exactly. It's a bit like trying to get a local library card in a foreign country. Lots of specific steps, paperwork, maybe language barriers at the counter. Not really ideal when you're on a 5-day vacation and just want to hop on the metro quickly.
So the verdict on commuter passes for tourists.
Because of this complexity and these specific requirements, these commuter passes are genuinely not recommended for large groups, for children, or for short trips where your time is precious. Stick to the Navigo Easy with single tickets, or the tourist passes like Paris Visite if you need airport travel included. Leave the Navigo Découverte hassle to the locals who use it year-round.
Got it. Any other Navigo types we should know about?
Just briefly, there's also the Navigo Liberté Plus Say. This is a fantastic resident-exclusive pay-as-you-go program. It's incredibly convenient, allowing users to just tap in and tap out, and the system calculates the correct fare automatically. No need to pre-purchase specific ticket types. It's now valid on all public transport in Île-de-France and even includes free connections between the rail system and bus trams, which is a great perk. However, for our listeners, the important thing to note is that, sadly, this super convenient program is not open to tourists. You need a French bank account to sign up.
Ah, too bad. So what's fascinating here is how much the ticketing system has modernized overall with this big shift towards digital and card-based solutions. How should visitors actually buy and load their tickets now? What's the best practice moving away from those unreliable old paper tickets?
Indeed, the system has evolved significantly, thankfully. It's much more 21st century now.
Yeah.
All tickets and passes we've discussed are available on the Navigo system. We recommend 2 primary modern methods for purchasing and loading your tickets. First, the virtual Navigo card on your smartphone. For iOS users, iPhone and Apple Watch, this is directly integrated with your Apple Wallet. It's incredibly convenient. Just have your phone or watch like a physical card at the readers.
Nice and easy. What about Android?
For Android users, you'll use one of the official public transport apps, Île-de-France Mobilité, Bonjour RATP, or SNCF Connect. You load the virtual card within the app and then tap your phone. A great perk for both platforms that you only need an internet connection to purchase the tickets initially. You don't need data or Wi-Fi to use them once they're loaded onto your phone's secure element. Just tap and go, even underground with no signal.
That's brilliant. Saves on data roaming.
Absolutely. And for iOS users, there's an additional advantage. You can actually create more than one virtual Navigo card on your device and easily switch between them in your wallet. This is super useful because it allows you to hold different ticket types that can't coexist on one card, like having one virtual card for your 13 airport ticket and another virtual card for your regular 2.50 of metro tickets.
Oh, that solves the airport ticket conflict. What about Android?
Android users typically have just one virtual Navigo card per device associated with the app. This means one Android phone usually cannot simultaneously hold tickets for multiple people, nor easily manage that airport regular ticket conflict on separate virtual cards. So iPhones have a slight edge there currently.
Okay, virtual card is option one. What's option two?
The second recommended method is the physical Navigo Easy Card. This is the anonymous, reusable plastic card. It costs $2 up front, and you can get it at most ticket machines and all ticket offices and stations. This is a great option if you plan to return to Paris, as the card itself is valid for up to 10 years. It's highly recommended for those who are maybe less confident with smartphone tech, or definitely for children, as each traveler needs their own individual card or phone.
Can you load this physical card using your phone?
Yes, absolutely. You can load tickets and passes onto these physical Navigo Easy cards using the same smartphone apps, Île-de-France Mobilité, Bonjour RATP, SNCF Connect, completely independently of any virtual cards you might have on your phone. Just hold the card to the back of your phone. These physical cards can hold multiple types of tickets simultaneously, like single metro tickets and single bus tickets, with that one key exception we keep mentioning. The airport rail ticket and regular metro R tickets cannot be loaded together on the same Navigo Easy card.
Right. Avoid those paper tickets, you said.
Yes, a very strong warning. There are still some older machines, particularly outside central Paris or at smaller stations, that dispense paper magstripe tickets. These are a dying breed for a reason. They are notoriously unreliable, easily demagnetized by phones, magnets in bags, even other cards. They are actively being phased out. If you happen to get one, they are subject to older, less flexible rules, which can lead to complications and even fines if they don't work at the gate or during an inspection.
So just avoid them if at all possible.
Avoid them like the plague. Always opt for the Navigo Easy Card, 2 physical, or the virtual card on your phone. It will save you potential headaches.
Good advice. What about kids again, quickly?
Just to reiterate, children's travel. Kids under 4 years old travel completely free, but it's wise to carry their passport or a copy as proof of age just in case you're asked by inspectors. Children aged 4 up to, but not including, 10 years old, so 4 to 9 inclusive, have access to reduced fares, tourist rate weight, on most ticket types, usually half price. For children in this age group, a physical Navigo Easy Card is highly recommended. It simplifies their travel without requiring them to have their own smartphone, and you can load their reduced fare tickets onto it.
Okay. One last transport question. Is there any kind of daily fare capping, like in London, where you stop paying after a certain amount?
That's a great question, and the answer is no. There is currently no automatic fare capping in the Parisian public transport system. This means you need to make the decision at the start of your day whether to purchase a day pass, like the Navigo Jour or Paris Visite, or stick with using single tickets based on how much travel you anticipate doing. You can't just tap away with single tickets and hope it converts to a pass price later.
So you need to estimate your usage beforehand.
Exactly. A bit of planning is required. And remember, ticket inspectors in Paris are very strict and sometimes seem to target tourists who might be confused by the rules. Fines for incorrect or invalid tickets can be substantial, like 50 euros or more on the spot. Always ensure you have a valid ticket for your entire journey and that you validated it correctly.
Okay, definitely worth knowing.
For the absolute nitty-gritty on every line, every transfer nuance, and maybe some edge cases, we've compiled a full guide based on the official sources in our show notes. We highly recommend checking that out before your trip, just to be fully prepared. 3. Staying safe and sound in the City of Light.
So the new Parisian transport system sounds like a puzzle that, once you figure it out, really opens up the entire city.
It does, yeah. A little learning curve, but manageable.
But beyond just getting around, how do we make sure our listeners are truly safe in this beautiful city of light? Paris is generally a very safe destination, right?
Yeah.
But like any major global city, vigilance is absolutely crucial, especially in crowded areas.
You're right. Paris is largely safe, but general awareness and pickpocket prevention are absolutely paramount. It's probably the #1 issue tourists face. Our sources consistently emphasize that busy areas are common targets for scammers and, especially, pickpockets. This includes metro stations, particularly near the doors as trains arrive or depart major tourist attractions like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, Sacré-Cœur, and bustling markets like Marché des Enfants Rouges.
So anywhere with lots of people, basically.
Pretty much. The advice is simple but essential. Stay vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings. Always keep an eye, and preferably a hand, on your belongings. Never ever use your phone while standing right near metro doors as they are closing. Snatch and grab thefts are depressingly common. They'll grab it just as the doors shut and the train pulls away, and you can't do anything about it.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah. Store your wallet and phone in a secure place. A zipped inner pocket, a secure crossbody bag worn in front of you, or a front pants pocket. Never a back pocket or an open tote bag slung over your shoulder. At cafes, especially when sitting outdoors on the terrace, never leave your phone, wallet, or even sunglasses on the table. It's an open invitation for a swift walk-by theft. Keep valuables on your lap or secured in your bag.
What about blending in? Does that help?
It can. One interesting tip from local sources is when you're out shopping, especially at high-end stores, ask for an unbranded shopping bag if possible. Carrying a flashy designer bag can sometimes draw unwanted attention. Blending in just makes you less of an obvious target.
Good practical tip. What about important documents and cash?
For document security and cash management, the key is to minimize your risk. We highly recommend taking photos of all your important documents, passport photo page, visa if you need one, travel confirmations, maybe even credit cards, front and back stored securely. Email these to yourself or save them in a secure cloud storage or password-protected note on your phone.
So you have backups if the worst happens.
Exactly. Ideally, your physical passport and other high-value items, expensive jewelry, large amounts of cash, spare credit cards, maybe your laptop should be kept securely locked in your hotel safe whenever possible. Don't carry everything with you all day.
And cash versus cards.
Minimize the amount of cash you carry. Paris is very card-friendly. Rely on credit and debit cards for most transactions. They offer more security, fraud protection, and often better exchange rates than changing cash. If you do need cash, always opt for ATMs inside banks or within their secure lobby area rather than freestanding ATMs on the street. This significantly reduces the risk of encountering card skimming devices or being targeted for theft right after withdrawal.
Okay, inside banks for ATMs. What about services like taxis or tours?
When it comes to official services and night safety, trust is key. Always use official and licensed services. For taxis, look for the official Parisian taxis with illuminated signs on the roof. Be aware that they have fixed, regulated rates for trips to and from Paris airports, CDG and Orly.
So don't just hop in any car.
Absolutely not. Do not accept unsolicited offers of transportation from anyone approaching you, especially at airports or train stations outside the official taxi queues. These are almost always scams or unlicensed, uninsured drivers who will massively overcharge you. Use the official queue or a reputable ride-hailing app like Uber or Bolt. The same goes for metro tickets. Buy them from official machines or counters, not from random people offering cheaper tickets, and for guided tours, book through reputable companies.
And safety at night.
For safety at night, especially if you're a solo traveler or a woman, the standard advice applies. Stick to well-lit and populated main streets. Avoid walking through dark parks or deserted alleyways late at night. If you're out late or feel unsure about your route back, strongly consider taking a licensed taxi or an Uber directly to your accommodation. It's often worth the small expense for peace of mind.
Does where you stay make a difference to safety?
Strategic accommodation choices definitely play a role in your safety and overall experience. Our sources strongly guide listeners to book hotels or apartments in central Paris arrondissement districts. This isn't just for convenience and proximity to the main attractions, but also because central areas tend to be safer, better lit, and more populated, helping you avoid inadvertently wandering into less desirable areas, particularly after dark.
Which neighborhoods are considered safest for tourists?
Some of the safest and most consistently recommended neighborhoods include Saint-Germain-des-Prés, 6th arrondissement, the Louvre area, 1st, the Opera Garnier district, 9th, and Le Marais, 3rd, 4th. These areas are not only central, but also generally have a good presence of people at various hours and are well policed.
Are there specific areas tourists should be more cautious in?
Yes, like any major city, Paris has areas where extra caution is advised or which are best avoided, especially late at night. Our sources detail specific metro stops and surrounding neighborhoods where vigilance should be heightened. These include areas around some major train stations like Gare du Nord and Gare de l'Est, especially late at night, simply due to the high volume of people and potential for petty crime. Also mentioned are stations like Strasbourg Saint-Denis, Berber-Rochefort, and Château Rouge in the north-northeast. Areas like Les Halles can be very busy and attract a mixed crowd, requiring awareness. Pigalle and Place Blanche are known for adult entertainment and can feel seedy late at night. Some sources also mention being cautious around La Courneuve or Mont-la-Jolie if you venture far out on the RER lines, though tourists rarely have reason to go there.
So mainly northern eastern stations and nightlife hubs?
Generally, yes, and some specific spots. Other places mentioned to avoid after dark include walking alone late at night in the Champ de Mars Park, around the Eiffel Tower, parts of the Belleville neighborhood, isolated stretches of the Seine banks, the large Bois de Boulogne and Bois de Vincennes parks, the Saint-Blaise area in the 20th, and certain portions of the Rue Saint-Denis known for prostitution. It's important to reassure listeners, though. The vast majority of Paris, especially the central areas where tourists spend most of their time, is welcoming and safe to explore. This isn't about fear-mongering, just providing informed awareness like you'd need in London, New York, or Rome. A little local knowledge goes a long way.
Absolutely. What about just general emergency preparedness?
Right. Emergency preparedness is about having a simple plan. Store important contact information somewhere easily accessible, maybe in your phone notes and on a physical piece of paper tucked away. This should include your country's embassy contact details in Paris, the local police number, dial 17, it's free from any phone, and the pan-European emergency number, 112. Also, have your travel insurance contacts, your bank's 247 international phone number, in case you need to freeze lost or stolen cards quickly, and maybe even your phone's IMEI number. Dial #06 tech to find it, in case it gets stolen and needs to be reported.
Good checklist. Anything else?
Before you travel, definitely notify your bank and credit card companies about your trip dates and destinations to avoid your cards being blocked for suspected fraud. Also, check their policies and fees for international ATM withdrawals and foreign transactions. And while many Parisians in tourist areas speak some English, learning a few basic French phrases, especially for seeking assistance, excusez-moi, parlez-vous anglais, ouais, emergencies, au secours, help, or communicating important needs like allergies, je suis allergique, can be incredibly helpful and is always appreciated. If you have specific medications, maybe write down their French translations in case you need a pharmacy.
Pharmacy.
What about specific advice for solo female travelers? For solo female travelers, the consensus is that Paris is generally safe in most areas, especially during the daytime. The city is full of women going about their lives independently. However, it's prudent to reiterate the advice against walking alone late at night, particularly in less central or poorly lit neighborhoods. Basic safety precautions are key. Be aware of your surroundings, avoid flashing expensive items, plan your transportation in advance for late nights, maybe pre-book a taxi or Uber, trust your instincts, and try to walk purposefully and appear confident, even if you're feeling a bit lost. These simple measures can significantly enhance your safety and allow you to fully enjoy exploring Paris solo. 4. What to pack and wear. Blending in and staying comfortable.
Okay, safety covered. If we connect this to the bigger picture, packing for Paris isn't just about throwing some clothes in a suitcase, is it? It seems like it's really about blending in, staying safe with smart gear, and truly maximizing your comfort and experience.
You're absolutely right. It's strategic packing for peace of mind and comfort. Parisian style is often described as effortless chic, and part of that effortlessness comes from packing smart, not heavy.
Right, because you'll be doing a lot of walking.
So much walking. Every extra pound in your bag feels heavier on those charming but uneven cobblestone streets or hauling luggage up metro stairs. The mantra should be, pack light, pack layers, and pack smart shoes. That's key for a truly enjoyable Parisian experience.
So what are the essentials? Let's start with maybe anti-theft gear and tech.
Good place to start. For anti-theft and tech essentials, first, consider a neck wallet or a secure money belt. This is a concealed pouch you wear under your clothes, perfect for holding your passport, maybe one primary credit card, and some emergency cash. It makes it incredibly difficult for pickpockets to access your most vital items without you noticing.
Good for peace of mind. What else?
TSA-approved luggage locks are a good investment for all your bags, checked luggage, carry-ons, even your day bag when you leave it in your hotel room. They offer a basic level of deterrence, or durable, and the TSA-approved ones mean security can open them without breaking them if needed. And maybe luggage straps. They not only help secure your bags, especially older ones, but they make your suitcase stand out on the baggage carousel at CDG. Many also have built-in contact tags, which can be invaluable if your bag goes astray.
Okay, tech gear. Phone is crucial now, right?
Absolutely essential. Your phone will be your map, your translator, your ticket wallet, your camera, your communication device. So keeping it charged is non-negotiable. A lipstick-sized portable charger, power bank, is an absolute must. Carry it with you every day. You'll also need a universal power adapter suitable for France, which uses the EU Type EF outlets, 2 round pins. Opt for a good quality one, maybe with USB ports built in, and ideally one with a safety fuse to protect your electronics from potential power surges in older buildings.
What about data? Wi-Fi everywhere.
Wi-Fi is common, but not always reliable or secure. For seamless, safer, and often cheaper data access, strongly consider getting a Paris eSIM data service before you leave or upon arrival. It allows for immediate connection without needing to find and fiddle with physical SIM cards, and it avoids potentially exorbitant roaming fees from your home carrier. You just activate it on your phone.
And digital security. You mentioned public Wi-Fi risks.
Yes, on the digital security front, using a virtual private network, VPN, like NordVPN or similar services, is highly recommended whenever you connect to public Wi-Fi, in cafes, hotels, airports, even some museums. A VPN encrypts your internet connection, creating a secure tunnel for your data. This prevents hackers on the same network from potentially stealing sensitive information like passwords or credit card numbers. It's a simple step for significant digital protection. It can also help you access websites or streaming services from your home country if they happen to be geo-restricted in France.
Smart. Okay, moving to health and comfort items, things people might forget.
Yes, these are often overlooked but can make a huge difference. Consider jet lag relief tablets, especially natural botanical ones. Starting your trip well rested makes a massive difference. If you plan on indulging in Parisian nightlife, the wine, the cocktails, some natural hangover relief supplements might be a wise addition to your bag.
Practical.
Very practical. And because trying new, rich foods can sometimes lead to an upset stomach, even delicious things like escargot, steak tartare, or rich sauces, carrying some activated charcoal tablets is a good preventative measure for digestive discomfort. It can help absorb toxins if something doesn't agree with you.
Good tip for adventurous eaters. What else?
For hydration, a reusable water bottle is great. Parisian tap water is perfectly safe to drink, though some find it has a high mineral content or slight chlorine taste. So a bottle with a built-in filter can improve the taste and, importantly, saves you money on constantly buying plastic bottles, which is also much better for the environment. You'll find public water fountains, Fontaine's Wallace, around the city to refill.
Weather readiness.
Yeah.
Paris can be unpredictable, right?
Very unpredictable, especially with rain. Paris averages between 6 and 9 rainy days per month, often appearing unexpectedly even on sunny days. A compact, sturdy, windproof travel umbrella is absolutely essential year-round. For hot, humid summers, July-August can get surprisingly sticky, cooling towels are a fantastic item. Air conditioning is still not universal in Paris, especially in older buildings, shops, or even some metro lines. These towels, when wet, provide instant, significant cooling relief. And for on-the-go freshness during long sightseeing days, especially in summer, deodorant wipes are surprisingly useful.
Practical essentials for packing.
A few more. A hanging toiletry bed is highly functional. French hotel bathrooms, especially in older or boutique hotels, can be charmingly small and often lack counter space. Hanging your toiletries keeps them organized and accessible. Packing cubes are a traveler's best friend. They compress clothes, keep things organized within your suitcase, and make unpacking and repacking much easier. And maybe a quick dry travel towel. They're lightweight, super absorbent, packed down small, and can be useful for impromptu picnics by the Seine, drying off after unexpected rain, or even if your hotel towels aren't great.
Okay, that's the gear covered. Now, the big one, fashion and style. How can our listeners dress to blend in, stay comfortable, and nail that Parisian chic without feeling like they're wearing a costume? What stands out to you about the style?
Parisian style is definitely a masterclass in understated elegance. It's not about flashy logos or following fleeting trends. It's more about quality basics, good fit, neutral colors, and looking put together without looking like you tried too hard. Think effortless chic, but that effortlessness often involves careful choices.
So less is more.
Often, yes. The typical Parisian dress code is classy, sleek, and revolves around a color-neutral palette. Blacks, grays, navy, beige, cream, white. Pops of color usually come from accessories, a bright scarf, a nice handbag, maybe statement lipstick. The absolute key is versatility and layering. Paris weather can change multiple times a day. You need pieces that work together and can be added or removed.
What are the staples then?
Think about staples like dark wash, well-fitting jeans, no rips, not too baggy. Neutral, breezy scarves, incredibly versatile for warmth, style, or even modesty if visiting churches. And crucially, comfortable yet attractive walking shoes. This is non-negotiable.
What kind of shoes? Not sneakers.
You can wear sneakers, but avoid bulky, brightly colored tennis shoes that scream tourist. Parisians do wear sneakers, but they tend to be sleeker, darker, more minimal styles like Vegas, Stan Smiths, or stylish New Balance. Comfortable ankle boots, flat or low block heel, are also a fantastic year-round option. Ballet flats are classic too. Essentially shoes you can walk miles in without pain, but that still look polished.
Okay, specifics for women.
For women, Dark, tailored, ankle-length pants are a cornerstone. Sleek blouses or simple, good-quality t-shirt tops. Those comfortable ankle boots or neutral-colored sneakers. For summer, simple sundresses paired with white sneakers or stylish sandals are a chic and comfortable option. In winter, stick to blacks and neutral colors for coats and basics, adding pops of color through accessories. A pashmina scarf wrap is incredibly versatile. It can be a scarf, a light shawl in a chilly museum or restaurant, or even a modesty wrap for churches. And a gorgeous jumpsuit can offer both sophistication and comfort, easily dressed up or down.
And for men?
For men, focus on well-fitting, tailored slacks, chinos or wool trousers, and nice shirts, button-downs, good quality polos, simple sweaters in a neutral palette. Dark, well-fitting jeans, again, no rips, are perfectly acceptable for casual wear. Bring comfortable, stylish sneakers for daytime walking, but also pack a pair of dress shoes, like loafers or smart leather shoes for evenings out or nicer restaurants. Consider topping off the look with a trendy fedora or simple beanie in cooler weather instead of a baseball cap. It just elevates the look instantly. It's about simple, fresh, and polished style.
You mentioned layering. How does that play out across the seasons?
Right, seasonal specifics are key. Spring, March, May can be the rainiest season. A cute but functional raincoat, trench coat is classic, and closed-toed, preferably water-resistant shoes are essential. Layer with fitted pants, jeans, tops, light sweaters or cardigans, and scarf shawls. Temperatures average 60-70 degrees F, 15-21 degrees C, but can vary. Summer, June, August. Generally the least rainy, but still expect occasional showers. It's tourist high season, so lighter fabrics are good. Shorts are uncommon for adult Parisians in the city. Fine for parks maybe, but not for restaurants or museums. Stick to nice shirts, blouses, pants, skirts, or sundresses. Comfortable flats or stylish sandals are key, maybe easy to walk in heels or wedges for evenings. A light rain jacket or umbrella is still advised. Temperatures average 70-80 degrees F, 21-27 degrees C, but heat waves happen. Fall, September, November, gets wetter and cooler. A good raincoat and closed-toed shoes are a must. Start adding layers, a light jacket, or a nice pea coat. Temperatures average 55-65 degrees F at 13-18 degrees C. Scarves become essential again. Winter, December, February, can be very wet and chilly, though heavy snow is rare. Your classiest warm raincoat or wool coat, a windproof umbrella, and muted waterproof boots or shoes are crucial. Pack warm clothing. Hats, gloves, scarves, quality leggings or tights, sweater dresses, long sleeve shirts, warm sweaters. Temperatures average 45 to 55 degrees F, 7-13 degrees C. Layers are everything.
What about dressing for specific activities? Sightseeing versus a fancy dinner.
Good point. For sightseeing, prioritize those comfortable shoes above all else. You'll be walking miles and standing in lines. Carry essentials in a practical crossbody bag or small, secure backpack. Casual, sleek clothing works best, maybe a simple black sundress or dark jeans and a nice tea blouse. For museum hopping, bring a sweater or cardigan, as museums can be surprisingly cool inside. Wear closed-toed shoes, often required or just more practical. Opt for a small purse or bag, as some museums have restrictions on bulky bags or large backpacks. They might make you check them. For cafes, markets, and casual restaurants, stylish yet practical, think striped shirts. The Breton stripe is classic. Dark pants or skirts, flats or low boots, effortlessly chic. For going out at night, this really depends on the venue. For many bars or bistros, smart casual is fine. For nicer restaurants or clubs, step it up. A little black dress, minimal makeup, and maybe comfortable heels for women. Nice button-downs, tailored slacks, not jeans usually, and dress shoes for men. Always check the dress code online. For upscale places, some are quite strict. And for a relaxed afternoon walk or picnic in a park, comfortable walking shoes, a breezy dress, or comfortable pants, maybe a sun hat in summer, and your camera. Relaxed, but still put together.
Okay, this is super helpful. Now, the flip side. What should people definitely not bring to Paris? Things that scream tourist or are just impractical.
Right. Avoiding packing mistakes is just as important. Here's what our sources say to leave at home. Wait. Don't pack heavy items you don't absolutely need. Bulky books. Use an e-reader. Heavy equipment like large laptops. Use a tablet or phone if possible. Excessively heavy shoes. Remember, you have to carry it. Excess. Resist the urge to bring too many clothes and shoes. A week's worth of versatile mix-and-match outfits and maybe 2 or 3 pairs of practical shoes is often sufficient. Laundry facilities, laveries, are available in most neighborhoods if needed. Impracticality. Don't pack unseasonable clothing. Check the forecast before you go. It just adds unnecessary weight and bulk. Security risks. Do not bring excessive amounts of cash. ATMs are widely available and using cards is safer. Avoid wearing skimpy clothes or beachwear like short shorts or bikini tops on city streets. It's generally not considered appropriate outside of actual beach pool areas and marks you as a tourist. Absolutely no camouflage clothing, as it's often associated with the military in Europe and can draw unwanted attention.
What about things that just scream tourist?
Exactly. Avoid anything that screams hapless tourist and makes you a potential target for pickpockets. The classic fanny pack, bum bag, worn prominently is often cited, though some stylish crossbody versions are okay if worn securely. Anything overly branded with tourist logos. Basically, try not to look like you just stepped off the tour bus and are completely bewildered. Risk. Leave truly expensive items or sentimental jewelry at home. The risk of theft or loss just isn't worth it. Bring items you wouldn't be devastated to lose.
Any fashion faux pas to avoid.
On the fashion front, avoid wearing lots of flashy, clashing colors all at once. Parisians tend towards neutrals or monochrome looks. Don't wear athletic clothes like gym shorts, track pants, brightly colored running shoes as streetwear. Unless you're actually exercising, this immediately identifies you as a tourist. Avoid stilettos for daytime walking. They're dangerous on cobblestones and impractical. And please, no flip-flops for city walking. Opt for sturdy, stylish sandals with straps instead if you need open shoes in summer. Culinary and cultural exploration. Eating and experiencing Paris.
That's incredibly helpful advice for preparing our bags and blending in. Now, let's talk about arguably the best part of any trip to Paris, the food. Ah, Parisian food.
Absolutely. A highlight for sure.
What's fascinating here is how to truly immerse yourself in Parisian cuisine beyond just hitting the usual, maybe overpriced tourist spots near the Eiffel Tower. Our sources have some incredible chefs' picks and insights into the food scene for 2025. How do we eat like a local?
You're absolutely right. Diving into Parisian cuisine is an experience in itself, and 2025 offers some fantastic opportunities, especially with the city still buzzing post-Olympics. One of the most concentrated ways to discover the breadth of French gastronomy is actually through food festivals. They offer unique chances to taste regional specialties you might not find easily elsewhere, meet passionate producers, and sometimes even enjoy exclusive tastings or masterclasses led by top chefs. It's a real hands-on way to understand French culinary arts.
Okay, any specific festivals to look out for in 2025?
Our sources highlight several key festivals for 2025. In April, there's the Paris Beer Festival, which celebrates the really burgeoning craft beer scene in the city. That's not just wine anymore. In May, you have the prestigious Taste of Paris at the Grand Palais Éphémère. This is huge. It showcases Michelin-starred chefs and top Parisian restaurants all in one place. You can buy small tasting plates from amazing establishments, a great way to sample high-end food without committing to a full tasting menu price.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous in a good way.
Haha, definitely. Also in May, the Paris Coffee Festival is a must for coffee aficionados, celebrating everything from bean sourcing to brewing techniques. Then in September, you have the Fête de la Gastronomie, which is a nationwide tribute to French cuisine with events all over, and the Omnivore Food Festival, which focuses more on modern avant-garde gastronomy. Later in the year, October-November, brings the famous Salon du Chocolat. This is massive, known for its incredible chocolate sculptures and even a chocolate fashion show. Yes, dresses made of chocolate, plus endless tastings.
Chocolate dresses. Wow.
It's quite the spectacle. Also in October is the Fête des Vendanges de Montmartre. This is a wonderful traditional wine harvest celebration in the city's last remaining vineyard, right in Montmartre, complete with parades, music, and local food stalls. And for a more regular casual vibe, check out Le Food Market. It happens monthly in the Belleville neighborhood and features a great selection of international street food stalls, a really vibrant local atmosphere.
Festivals sound great for a concentrated dose. But what about everyday eating? Where do Parisians actually eat?
For the authentic everyday experience, you need to seek out the neighborhood bistros. These places are truly the beating heart of Parisian dining. They offer authentic, honest cooking, often with menus that change daily based on what's fresh at the market. Ardoise menus written on chalkboards. Prices are generally more affordable than tourist traps, and you get a warm, local experience. These are the places where Parisians have their lunch breaks, meet friends for dinner, and linger over a glass of wine.
Okay, how do we find the good ones?
It takes a little exploring. Our sources recommend some specific pot picks for 2025 that really embody this spirit. Caravan, known for creative, globally inspired small plates. Café du Coin, a classic lively spot for casual yet delicious French fare. Le Verre Volé, beloved for its fantastic natural wine selection and simple market-driven food. Bonat offers more refined, produce-focused cooking in a bistro setting. Restaurant Côte de Bon, a real classic no-frills bistro focusing on excellent ingredients and traditional dishes. And Les Arlots, famous for its hearty, comforting food like their signature sausage and mash and a very buzzy ambiance.
Great list. Any tips for choosing a bistro?
Look for places that are busy, especially with locals. Check the menu. Is it handwritten or printed daily? That's usually a good sign. Maybe peeked at online reviews from reliable local food bloggers or guides focused on eating out on a budget, not just the big international platforms. Following trusted food critics on social media can also lead you to hidden gems. Ultimately, the best bistro is often the one you stumble upon, that feels welcoming and serves you simple, delicious food with a smile. It's about that genuine slice of Parisian life.
Love it. What about special occasions? Dinner with a view. Is it possible to get a great view and great food, avoiding the tourist traps?
It absolutely is, but you need to choose wisely. You want views with soul and flavor, moving beyond the often generic, overpriced menus you find at some places solely trading on their Eiffel Tower proximity. Our sources suggest some truly recommended spots for 2025 that offer stunning backdrops without compromising on cuisine. Les Ombres, located right on the rooftop of the Musée du Quai Branly, provides absolutely knockout, direct Eiffel Tower views. The cuisine is refined, modern French. Imagine the tower sparkling as you enjoy a perfectly cooked meal, very romantic.
Wow.
Radio Eat, situated inside the iconic Maison de la Radio building, offers a different perspective with an Asian fusion menu, a fantastic terrace overlooking the Seine, and often live jazz vibes. More contemporary cool. Peruche, a lush garden-like oasis atop the Printemps Haussmann department store, serves Mediterranean-inspired plates with sprawling city views, including the Eiffel Tower and Opera Garnier, great for a sunny lunch or sunset cocktails.
Rooftops are always nice.
Definitely. For a really high-up panoramic view, there's Ciel de Paris at the top of the Tour Montparnasse. While the tower itself isn't Paris's prettiest building, the sweeping night views from it are incredible, allowing you to see the entire city sparkling below. The food is classic French, and it can be surprisingly romantic. For a more historical, intimate ambiance right by the river, consider La Perouse. It's an iconic institution with sunside seats, known for its discreet private dining rooms and classic French cuisine, steeped in Parisian legend. And Forest, located at the Palais de Tokyo, modern art museum, offers floor-to-ceiling windows looking towards the Eiffel Tower, a trendy botanical atmosphere, and a focus on seasonal shareable plates. It's very popular right now. These places offer more than just a view. They offer a unique Parisian dining experience that really adds to your trip's narrative. Reservations are essential for all of them, usually well in advance.
That's a fantastic culinary tour. Beyond just eating, though, Paris is alive with annual events and celebrations year-round. This raises an important question. How can you best align your trip with the vibrant Parisian calendar? What are some of the key annual events and celebrations in 2025 that visitors might want to plan around, or maybe even be aware of to avoid closures?
That's a great point. Paris is indeed alive with activity all year, offering this tempting menu of events, fairs, festivals, and holidays that truly capture the city's essence at different times. Planning your trip around these highlights can significantly enrich your experience, showing you a side of Paris beyond the usual tour circuit. Let's run through some monthly highlights to give a feel for the variety. January kicks off with Les Soldes, the official citywide sales of paradise for shoppers looking for bargains. You also have the exclusive Haute Couture Paris Fashion Week, February. Valentine's Day is increasingly popular for romantic trips. There's the Retromobile Vintage Car Show for auto enthusiasts, and the exciting Six Nations rugby matches often bring a lively atmosphere. March, you can witness the Semi de Paris half marathon running through the streets, and the colorful Carnaval de Paris, a fun traditional parade. Also, La Fête de la Saint Patrick sees Irish pubs buzzing. April features Art Paris, a leading modern and contemporary art fair at the Grand Palais Éphémère, and the annual Paris Marathon, a massive spectacle that closes many central streets but is exciting to watch.
May sounds busy with holidays.
May is indeed packed, partly due to multiple French national holidays. La Fête du Travail, May 1st, expect almost everything closed. Victory Day, May 8th. Ascension Day and Whit Sunday, Monday. Pentecote. These can mean closures, so check ahead. But May also host the prestigious French Open Tennis Championship at Roland-Garros, the Taste of Paris Food Festival we mentioned, and La Nuit des Musées, Museum Night, where many museums offer free entrance until late into the night, often with special events. June bursts with culture. Nuit Blanche Paris is an all-night contemporary art festival where art installations pop up across the city and museums stay open late, often for free. Fête de la Musique, June 21st, fills the streets with free music concerts of all genres for the summer solstice and amazing atmosphere. There's also the family-friendly Fête des Tuileries Fun Fair in the Tuileries Garden, and La Marche de Fierté, LGBT Pride Parade, a huge, vibrant celebration.
July has the big ones, right? Tour de France and Bastille Day?
Absolutely. July is iconic. You have the Tour de France reaching its dramatic final stage on the Champs-Élysées. And Bastille Day, July 14th, the French National Day, features a large morning military parade on the Champs-Élysées and spectacular evening fireworks at the Eiffel Tower. It's a major public holiday. Plus, Paris Plage starts, transforming sections of the Seine banks into urban beaches with sand, deck chairs, and activities for summer relaxation. August can feel a bit quieter as many Parisians take their holidays, but there's Assumption, August 15th, an important religious public holiday where many smaller shops might close. The big event is a Rock en Seine music festival just outside the city. September brings Jazz à la Villette for music lovers, Paris Design Week for creatives, and European Heritage Days, Journée du Patrimoine. A fantastic weekend offering rare access to normally closed government buildings, private mansions, and historical sites, often for free, like the Élysée Palace, President's residence.
Ooh, Heritage Days sound great.
Yeah, they really are. October celebrates the Fête de Vendange Montmartre, that charming historic vineyard celebration we discussed, and Le Salon du Chocolat for the chocoholics. November includes La Toussaint, All Saints' Day, November 1st, another public holiday where many services close, but most museums remain open. Also, Armistice Day, November 11th. Mid-month sees the release of Beaujolais Nouveau wine with celebrations in many bars, and Paris Photo, a major international photography fair, takes place. Finally, December transforms the city into a winter wonderland with enchanting Christmas markets, Alsatian-style ones are popular, dazzling Christmas window displays at major department stores like Galeries Lafayette and Printemps Haussmann, a real tradition, capped off by Christmas Day, December 25th, a national public holiday.
That's a whirlwind tour. So the key is checking for those public holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Understanding these French national holidays, jours fériés, is really key for planning. On these days, many offices, banks, and smaller independent stores will be closed. While major museums and attractions often remain open, especially in Paris, public transport might run on a reduced schedule. It's always wise to double-check opening hours and transport details specifically for those dates beforehand to avoid disappointment or logistical hiccups. It ensures your trip aligns smoothly with what you want to experience. 6. Beyond the city, day trips and wider exploration.
That's an exhaustive list of ways to experience Paris itself. But France obviously has so much more to offer beyond the capital. So what does this all mean for those looking to expand their horizons beyond the city limits? What are some of the classic day trips? And maybe importantly, how easy are they to access without a car?
You're absolutely right. While Paris is endlessly captivating, the regions beyond offer entirely different yet equally enriching French experiences. And luckily, many are very accessible for day trips. For classic day trips that are easy to manage from Paris, our sources consistently highlight the most popular and accessible options. Versailles is undoubtedly the best known. It offers that incredible royal grandeur, the breathtaking gardens designed by Lenotre and Marie Antoinette's private estate, the Hameau de la Reine. It's easily a full day, but utterly immersive, like stepping back into the opulent world of the French monarchy.
And easily reached by train, right?
Very easily. The RERC train goes directly there from central Paris. Then there's Giverny, famous worldwide for Claude Monet's stunning gardens, the Flower Garden, Clos Normand, and the iconic Japanese-inspired Water Garden with its bridge and water lilies, which served as inspiration for his most renowned paintings. It's a serene escape into the world of Impressionism, usually best visited spring through fall. It typically requires a train to Vernon, then a short shuttle bus or taxi. And the magnificent Chartres Cathedral is another excellent choice for a historical and architectural deep dive. It's about an hour southwest by train and renowned for its incredible, mostly original medieval stained glass windows and Gothic architecture. It's truly awe-inspiring.
And these are all doable without renting a car.
Absolutely. What's wonderful is that all these major day trip destinations, Versailles, Giverny, Viverno, Chartres, are easily reachable using public transportation from Paris, usually a direct regional train, Transilien or TER, or the RER. This eliminates the need and hassle of renting a car, dealing with parking, and navigating French roads, simplifying your logistics significantly.
Perfect. But what if you want to go further afield? Maybe spend a few nights exploring another region.
If you're looking for an even deeper dive into France, beyond just a day trip, many services, like the hosted villas mentioned in our sources, specialize in curating unforgettable multi-day French escapes. And getting to these regions is designed to be pretty seamless. You have options. The luxury and convenience of a prearranged private car transfer, the scenic journey on a comfortable regional train, the unparalleled speed and efficiency of France's high-speed TGV service, train à grande vitesse, or even short domestic flights for longer distances.
So France is well connected.
Extremely well connected. Our sources emphasize that many of these iconic regions are closer than you might think, especially with the TGV. And using services that handle the logistics means they can arrange all the transport for you, from private drivers meeting you at the station to booking first-class TGV tickets, making the journey itself part of the relaxing adventure.
Okay, let's explore some of these regions. Where should we go?
Let's touch on some regional highlights, each offering a distinct flavor of France. Burgundy, Bourgogne, just about 2 hours east by car or regional train. This is absolute paradise for wine lovers and foodies. Imagine cycling leisurely through rolling vineyard trails, exploring charming medieval towns like Beaune, the region's wine capital, and indulging in Michelin-starred cuisine that perfectly pairs with the local Pinot Noir and Chardonnay wines. You can visit ancient stone wine cellars for tastings, participate in the grape harvest if you time it right, and savor exquisite farm-to-table dining.
Sounds delicious. What else?
The Loire Valley, Val de Loire, also around 2 hours south-southwest by car or train. This is a true fairy tale setting, famous for its stunning chateau castles. Think grand estates like Chateau de Chambord with its double helix staircase, elegant Chateau de Chenonceau spanning the River Cher, and the beautiful gardens of Villandry. You can stay in a chateau hotel, soar above the valley in a hot air balloon for breathtaking views, or enjoy a private boat cruise on the tranquil Loire River. Very romantic.
Normandy. History and coastline.
Exactly, Normandy, about 2.5 hours northwest by car or train. This region powerfully blends a rugged, beautiful coastline with incredibly poignant 20th century history. You can make moving visits to the D-Day landing beaches, Omaha, Utah, etc., and the solemn American cemetery at Colville-sur-Mer. You can also marvel at the iconic Mont Saint-Michel, that stunning medieval abbey perched on a tidal island. Plus, Normandy is famed for its delicious cider, Calvados apple brandy, creamy camembert cheese, and fresh seafood, especially oysters.
Okay, heading south, Provence. Lavin.
Yes, Provence. Reachable in just 3 hours from Paris via the super-fast TGV. This is the quintessential southern France experience people dream of. Think the intoxicating scent of lavender fields, best in June, July, the soothing hum of cicadas in summer, sun-drenched local markets bursting with colorful produce, ancient olive groves, impressive Roman ruins like the Pont de Gard aqueduct or arenas in Nimes and Arles, charming hilltop villages, and of course, delightful dry rosé wine. It's a true feast for the senses.
French Riviera. Glamour.
The glamorous French Riviera, Côte d'Azur. About 4 or 5 hours by TGV down to cities like Nice or Cannes, or just an hour's flight. This is the legendary playground of effortless luxury and Mediterranean beauty. Think the star-studded allure of Saint-Tropez, the charming seaside ambiance and art museums of Antibes or Nice, the casinos of Monaco. Opportunities abound for private yacht charters, exploring hidden rocky coves, Calanque, with crystal-clear waters and browsing chic boutiques and bustling open-air markets. Very chic, very sunny.
Bordeaux. Wine, obviously.
Bordeaux, even faster by TGV now, around 2 to 2.5 hours southwest. This is an absolute mecca for wine lovers, but also a beautiful, elegant city in its own right with stunning riverfront architecture. The main draw, of course, is exploring the world-famous wine region. You can take private tours and tastings at iconic vineyards and appellations like Saint-Emilion, a UNESCO World Heritage Site itself, and the Médoc. The city also boasts an impressive number of excellent restaurants, including many Michelin-starred ones. Very sophisticated.
Dordogne sounds more rustic.
Dordogne, also known as Périgord. A bit further, maybe 5 hours by car, or fly into Bordeaux and drive about 1.5 to 2 acres, or take a train to a regional hub like Périgueux. This is a region where time truly seems to slow down. It's known for its lush green valleys, winding rivers, prehistoric caves with incredible cave paintings, like the famous Lascaux replicas, charming medieval villages built from golden stone, like Sarlat-la-Canéda, and fairy tale castles perched on cliffs. You can enjoy traditional gabaret boat rides on the Dordogne River. It's also a major foodie destination, famous for foie gras, truffles, walnuts, and duck confit, perfect for families and those seeking nature, history, and gastronomy.
And the Alps. Not just for skiing.
And finally, the majestic French Alps. Reachable in about 3-4 hours by TGV to cities like Annecy or Grenoble, or fly into Geneva, Switzerland, and cross the border. This region offers a year-round natural wonder. In winter, of course, you have pristine skiing and snowboarding in world-class resorts like Chamonix at the foot of Mont Blanc, Courchevel, or Val d'Isère. But in summer, it transforms into a paradise for alpine hiking amidst breathtaking mountain scenery, crystal-clear lakes like Lake Annecy or Lake Geneva, perfect for swimming, boating, or paddleboarding, and charming mountain towns. Each of these regions offers such a unique facet of French culture, landscape, and cuisine, providing a perfect contrast or complement to your Parisian adventure. 7. Travel requirements and realities for U.S. citizens in 2025.
That's an amazing overview of what France holds beyond Paris. Truly inspiring. But okay, before we all get carried away booking flights and TGV tickets, let's get practical again. For our U.S. listeners specifically, what are the actual up-to-date travel requirements and realities they need to be aware of when entering Paris and France in 2025? It feels like things have been constantly shifting over the past few years, so clarity here is really key.
Clarity is indeed crucial, especially with the introduction of new systems in the post-COVID landscape. The excellent news, first and foremost, for American travelers is that France is currently wide open to U.S. citizens. This has been the case since August 2022, and importantly, entry is permitted regardless of vaccination status.
Okay, so no vaccine mandates for entry.
Correct. As of now, based on the latest official sources, no testing, no proof of vaccination, no proof of recovery from COVID, no declaration of a compelling reason for travel, and no sworn declarations about COVID contact or symptoms are required for U.S. citizens to enter France. This simplifies the entry process considerably compared to the peak pandemic era, making arrival very straightforward for most American visitors.
That's a relief. But you mentioned new systems starting in 2025. What are those?
Yes. Starting sometime in 2025, the exact dates have been pushed back a few times, so keep an eye on official announcements. There are 2 new digital entry systems U.S. citizens and citizens of other visa-exempt countries need to be aware of. These are designed to enhance security and streamline border crossings across Europe's Schengen area, which includes France. First, there's ETS, European Travel Information and Authorization System. Think of this as being similar to the ECA system the U.S. uses for visitors from visa waiver countries. Visitors from over 60 visa-exempt countries, including the U.S., Canada, the U.K., Australia, etc., will soon need an ETS travel authorization before they travel to enter France and other European countries in the Schengen zone for short stays, up to 90 days in any 180-day period.
So it's not a visa, but an online authorization you get beforehand.
Exactly. It's not a visa. It's an electronic travel authorization linked to your passport. You'll typically apply online through an official ETS website. Beware of scam websites. Pay a small fee, around $7, though free for under 18s and over 70s usually. And it should be valid for multiple entries over 3 years or until your passport expires. It's meant to be a quick online process for most people. Again, the implementation date is set for 2025, but check official EU sources for the go-live date closer to your travel time.
Hey, ETS. What's the second system?
The second one is the Schengen EES entry-exit system. This is also slated to start in 2025, likely before or alongside ETS. This is a new automated digital border control system. Its main function is to register non-EU nationals, like U.S. citizens, each time they enter or leave the Schengen area. Instead of passport stamps, the system will electronically record your entry and exit dates using biometric data, likely fingerprints and facial image, taken on your first entry under the system. The goal is to enhance security, prevent overstays, and make border crossings more efficient over time by automating checks.
So expect maybe a slightly different process at passport control. Digital kiosks.
Potentially, yes. You might interact with automated kiosks or have your biometrics scanned by border guards. These systems will integrate with your existing passport and the future ETS authorization. They'll become a standard part of the border procedures, so don't be surprised by these digital checks when you arrive in Paris in 2025. Just follow the instructions provided.
Good heads up. Any other changes on the ground? Border checks with neighbors? Domestic travel?
Yes, a couple of other points. France implemented tighter temporary border checks with some of its neighboring Schengen countries, specifically Germany, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, Belgium, and Luxembourg. These checks started November 4, 2024, and are currently scheduled to last until April 30th, 2025, though such measures can sometimes be extended.
Why the tighter checks?
The stated reasons are to curb irregular immigration and address security concerns, particularly in the lead-up to and aftermath of major events like the Olympics. What this means for travelers is that if you are driving or taking a train across land borders into France from these specific countries, you might experience more thorough passport checks than you might have previously within the usually border check-free Schengen zone. It shouldn't affect entry directly from the U.S., but something to be aware of for multi-country European trips. Also, regarding domestic travel, a ban on short-haul domestic flights became effective in May 2023. This applies specifically where a direct train alternative exists that takes under 2.5 hours. This reflects France's push towards more sustainable travel. So, for quick hops between major French cities like Paris to Lyon, Bordeaux, or Nantes, you'll almost certainly be taking the high-speed TGV train rather than a plane, which is often faster city center to city center anyway, and definitely more scenic.
Makes sense. Okay, what about health protocols within Paris now? Masks, quarantine, testing. What's the reality?
Right. The health protocols and local experience have significantly relaxed. As of our latest info, masking. Masks are no longer legally required in most indoor public spaces and on public transport in France. This rule was lifted back in March 2022. However, masks are still highly recommended by health authorities in crowded and closed spaces, like a packed metro car, and remain compulsory in hospitals, clinics, and potentially some pharmacies or doctors' offices. Private businesses could technically ask customers to wear masks, but this is now extremely rare in practice. You'll see some people still choosing to wear them, especially on transit, but it's largely personal choice now outside healthcare settings.
What about quarantine on arrival?
No quarantine is required upon arrival in France for travelers from the U.S., unless an individual traveler actively presents clear symptoms of COVID-19 upon screening.
And if you get COVID while you're there?
If a traveler unfortunately tests positive for COVID-19 while in France, they are no longer legally required to self-isolate. However, official guidelines strongly ask positive cases to observe responsible measures. Wear a mask when around others, practice strict physical distancing and hand hygiene, avoid contact with vulnerable or immunocompromised individuals, notify their recent close contacts, and contact a doctor if symptoms are severe or persistent. Basically, act responsibly, but no mandatory lockdown.
The health pass, is that still a thing?
No, the health pass or pass sanitaire, the QR code showing vaccination recovery or negative test, is no longer required to enter almost all establishments in France, including restaurants, cafes, museums, cinemas, attractions, long-distance trains, or accommodations. This requirement was lifted in August 2022, making daily life much simpler for visitors.
Airport procedures. Still masks or checks?
There are procedures. Masks are also no longer required in French airports since March 2022. While systematic temperature checks are unlikely, some form of health screening could potentially occur upon arrival, though reports suggest it's not common now. Hand sanitizer stations remain readily available throughout airports and public spaces.
What if someone needs a COVID test while in Paris, say, for onward travel?
COVID testing in Paris is readily available if needed. You can get tested at private laboratories, Laboratoire d'Analyse Médicales, and many local testing centers or pharmacies offer antigen tests. PCR tests generally cost between €50 and €100, depending on speed lab, with results typically within 24-48 hours. Rapid antigen tests usually cost around €29, sometimes a bit more, with results often available within 15-30 minutes. These costs are typically borne by the traveler unless prescribed by a doctor for symptomatic illness.
Healthcare access in general.
Healthcare access. Parisian hospitals and clinics are open and provide high-quality care. Testing in labs and pharmacies is available to foreign visitors, but, as mentioned, usually at their own expense. This is why obtaining comprehensive travel insurance that explicitly covers COVID-19-related medical expenses and potential trip cancellations or interruptions is still highly recommended. Services like Safety Wing are often mentioned as good options for travelers.
So it sounds like the official requirements are becoming much less burdensome, which is great news for travelers. But here's where it gets really interesting. What are real travelers and locals actually saying about visiting Paris right now? What's the on-the-ground perspective, the everyday reality?
That's the crucial context, isn't it? The overwhelming sentiment from both recent travelers posting online and local sources is that tourism in Paris is absolutely back in full swing post-COVID and post-Olympics buildup. You should absolutely anticipate large crowds at the major world-famous attractions like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, Musée d'Orsay, Versailles, etc., especially during peak season, spring, summer, holidays. This means that pre-booking tickets online, often weeks or even months ahead for timed entry slots, is not just a recommendation, it's virtually a necessity if you want to avoid potentially hours-long queues that can really eat into your precious vacation time.
And restaurants, too.
Yes. Similarly, making dinner reservations remains highly advisable, especially for popular or well-regarded restaurants, particularly if you're traveling with a group larger than 2 people, or if you want to eat at peak times around 8-9 p.m. For more casual spots or bistros, arriving right when they open for dinner service, often 7 or 7:30 p.m., gives you the best chance of snagging a table without a reservation. It's a vibrant, bustling city once more, so planning ahead for key activities and meals is essential.
How does it feel, though? Still COVID cautious.
Despite the crowds, the general observation is that it largely feels like business as usual. As we said, masks are no longer mandatory in most places, but you will still see some locals and tourists voluntarily wearing them, particularly on very crowded public transit, like peak hour metro lines, or maybe at packed indoor attractions. It's a personal choice. Now, nobody really bats an eye either way. There are generally no official COVID protocols enforced outside of specific healthcare settings. Paris attractions, restaurants, shops, and public transit are all operating without the COVID-era restrictions like capacity limits or mandatory health passes. Travel feels much more like it did pre-pandemic in that sense.
Any lingering issues travelers should be aware of?
It's worth noting and managing expectations that the city still occasionally grapples with disruptions. These can include strikes, grèves affecting public transport or other services, ongoing maintenance work, and sometimes worker shortages impacting service speed in certain sectors, like restaurants or airports. These issues seem more related to local politics, economics, and general big city management rather than directly to COVID anymore, but they can certainly impact your travel plans if a strike is called. A degree of patience and flexibility from travelers is key to navigating these occasional hiccups. Check transport apps frequently for real-time updates.
But overall, Paris is ready for visitors.
Absolutely. And on a very positive note that many travelers highlight, Paris remains an incredibly walkable city. Many find themselves using public transport less than they initially anticipate, simply because exploring neighborhoods on foot is so enjoyable and often the most efficient way to soak in the city's atmosphere, discovering charming side streets, hidden squares, and unexpected delights along the way. So, pack those comfortable shoes.
If we connect this all back to the bigger picture, Paris in 2025 really isn't just another year in another destination, is it? It feels like a unique opportunity.
It really does. An opportunity to experience a city that has meticulously refined itself, prepared for the world stage with the Olympics, and now, perhaps, quietly awaits your personal discovery with maybe a little more breathing room.
We've covered so much today, from understanding Paris's unique appeal in this post-Olympic glow, the revitalized Seine, the return of Notre Dame.
Right, and navigating that updated public transport system, the new flat fares, the Navigo options, ditching those paper tickets.
And of course, those crucial tips for staying safe and sound, being aware of pickpockets, and managing your documents and cash smartly in the City of Light.
We also dove into smart packing strategies, blending in with Parisian style, staying comfortable with layers and good shoes, and having the right tech and anti-theft gear for peace of mind.
And the food. Exploring the vibrant culinary scene, from those exciting food festivals and authentic neighborhood bistros to finding those special dinner with a view spots that offer both soul and flavor.
Plus, aligning your trip with key annual events, looking beyond the city limits to incredible day trips like Versailles, or even deeper dives into regions like Burgundy or Provence.
And finally, getting clear on the practicalities, the latest travel requirements for U.S. citizens, the new ETIAs and e-systems coming online, and the current on-the-ground realities of health protocols and crowds.
It's clear that Paris in 2025 is a city that has truly put its best foot forward. It's been polished, updated, maybe even made a bit more sustainable and accessible.
It feels like this is your chance as a listener to step into a city that is prepared for the world and is now ready for your individual exploration, perhaps revealing itself in a slightly new light. So, the final provocative thought for you is, what unexpected corner of this new, refined Paris will you uncover first? What hidden gem or quiet moment will become your personal aha moment, defining your unique 2025 Parisian journey?
Maybe it's stumbling upon a hidden courtyard garden in Le Marais, having a perfect, simple croissant at a local boulangerie far from the crowds, witnessing the quiet grandeur of the restored Notre Dame light up at dusk, or maybe even just enjoying a peaceful moment watching the boats glide along that newly cleaner Seine. Your journey promises to be filled with unique discoveries and hopefully a truly authentic Parisian experience that perhaps few other years could offer in quite the same way.
Until next time, bon voyage et profitez bien de Paris.